Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate tuning in once again. So we're on another build. I don't know if it's gonna be a series or not. We're on another build. We're gonna start with that. So I've been dying to do this. We got the Mustang done. So we're moving on to another kit. So we are gonna do the 86 Monte Carlo SS by Revell. We're gonna do this guy right here. So we're gonna open this up and check this out. This has been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I've been just dying to use the MCW Black Cherry. This was an original color for this car. This is MCW's 8600E Black Cherry Enamel. So this is, like, say, the color that was on the car originally. I've been doing some reconnaissance photos on this, just trying to get some ideas on it. My neighbor had one of these in the blue color with the blue decals. I always thought that was look cool, and I wish they put the decals in there for the blue, because you look online, there's a lot of pictures of a white car with blue decals, blue car with blue decals. I thought, man, I wish I would put the blue decals in there, but they didn't. That's okay. We're going to do a black cherry. We're going to use the orangish color decals, reddish orange that I believe is in the kit, and we're going to go from there. So we're going to do a real quick unboxing in this video. Nothing too over the top. Just open up the box, look inside of it, and see what you get in this kit. And we're going to run with that. And next video we're going to do is we're going to get this painted, and I'll show you how we do the black cherry paint. I've seen this color painted one other time on a channel, and it looked amazing, especially in the sunlight. So what we're going to try to achieve. So other than that, let's go to the bench and let's take a look and see what you get in the box, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, we got this cut up. Let's get this off here. Plastic gone. Plastic gone. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh. Yes. Look at that. Look at the wheels on that bad boy. Got our stockies. Got this guy here. Got some windows. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. They're already pre-masked. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So what do we got here? Let's move this to the side. We're going to open this up because we are going to build this like right away. Let's check this out. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get in the kit. So we got our Monte body on this thing. This must be a larger scale. It's a 1/24. So this car looks pretty big. Looks pretty good size. The body looks decent. It doesn't look all tweaked and twisted. Not a lot of flash, so that's very cool. Looks like it'd be a pretty clean build. There's not a lot of body lines. This needs to be filed. That is sharp as can be. Like, ooh. So we need to file that down a little bit, and I see we got a little bit of wrinkling going on across here, if you can see that. We'll have to clean that up just a little bit. Not too bad. Other than that, it looks pretty clean. Like I said, this is super sharp here, so we'll have to get that cleaned up. Other than that, I like it. It looks good. Check out the nose on that thing. It looks huge. It looks huge. Got our back bumper here. So it's a pretty straightforward kit. Looks pretty simple. Not a lot going on, just enough detail to make it happen. We're not going to go over the top with it. I'm more about the look, getting it looking decent with the paint. So we got some of our clear. Oh, that's a third brake light. Like, what is that? Yeah, if you look at it the right way, it's a third brake light. We got some chassis here, engine. Like I say, it's a pretty basic builder. Not a lot going on with it, but it looks pretty good. And last piece, we got that big old G-body hood, and got a nice exhaust for it. Dash detail don't look too bad. It's got some nice good detail going on with it. Not too bad looking. Nice looking kit. Is the mirrors color coded on this car? Yes they are. So we're gonna definitely get the mirrors going. We're gonna get this sanded down, and we'll get that bumper pulled off in the hood. Let me grab some nippers. So I don't think I'm going to use these tires. I think we're going to print some, because the wheels to me look almost too small for this kit. I'm going to look online and see if I can't find some wheels that are stock for this, but just enough to, I don't like the way that is. Just enough to do its job there. Boy, that's gonna be tight cutting that. We'll just cut it wide, and we'll come back with some file and clean that up. Yeah, so the hood needs a little bit of sanding on the edges. It's kind of sharp. What else we need here? What else did we say? We need the mirrors. So I'm going to leave that on the bottom. So we're going to do these separate. So I'm going to get rid of this first so we can clean that up and then go from there. And then we're going to just take these individual, we leave them on there and run with that. What else we got going here? And we need the bumpers, front and back bumpers. So this is going to get flat black, so we can actually leave that on there for right now. So that'll work okay. The back, we're going to have to clean that up. So we're going to have to basically get this off here and go from the inside. We'll tag something up with a skew. I think we'll be all right on the front bumper. We might try just leave that. Maybe not, because I see I got to do some sanding here. See up here we got a little flash going on. Actually, a lot of flash going on. So we're gonna have to. Maybe I'll just take this off here and we'll repin it later on, later in life. So we'll get rid of that first. Easier to get in here to cut, like so. And we'll go back through with a file and clean that up before we get too far. Yeah, so it's a pretty big model. So I think that'll look pretty cool all said and done. So we'll get that together, and I'm really curious on how it's going to paint and how the decal is going to look on it. That'll look cool. So, like I say, guys, I just thought I'd keep the video short and sweet. This is the next project on the bench. This is the next in tow. We may have another one joining this one. I'm not 100% yet. I got to look into it and see. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I think we'll be okay. So I may introduce that here soon. We're going to see. So. Like I said, I'm trying to get a couple extra builds done for some of these upcoming shows we have coming up. The hood's got quite a warp to that. Check that out. Ooh, might put a heat gun on that one. She's got some Twisted Sister going on there. Yeah, we'll have to get that straightened out. Yeah, but hey, that's why we need to check things out and get them organized before we get painting them, because these are things. This plastic is really soft on this kit. I know it's like it's really thin. Yeah, check that out. I want to go back. Oh, we got a little work. We got a little work ahead of us here on this one. It stays up nice, so that's a plus. But yeah, she's definitely got some warpage going on. Yeah, this plastic's really soft. You guys ever put these hoods in there and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna rip that off trying to get that in there? That's the case on this one right here. It is stuck in there really good. I'll get that out later because I don't want to break it on camera and then start carrying on and throwing things. So I'll probably take a little screwdriver and just split that open a little bit. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll leave that alone for right now. Yeah, so other than that, we'll do some cleanup and we'll go from there. Well, guys, we went through and did a quick sand on this. I got rid of those rough edges so it wasn't so, oof. Because you know, when you're going to paint that, especially if you're going to polish the body, that is going to cut through like I tell you what, this body is very flimsy. I mean, it's very soft. I mean, the plastic is like super soft, almost scary soft, but that's okay. That means we can alter it if we have to because it cuts easy. So there was a lot of flash in here, so I went through and I took my sanding stick, got most of that off, double fit. That fits really good up in here. There's a lot of flash here and I had to cut that down, and they give you little pins here, but they're not very big. So what I'm going to do is go through and take some flat styrene before I paint or anything. I'm going to put a little piece here and a little piece here, so when I go to put this on, you just line it up against that styrene and you can actually just glue it there too. We may do the same thing in back, because the back there's nothing there to guide you in. It's just, hey, put this on here and there you go. What we're going to do at this point, it's got like a weird mold line across here and across the trunk right here. And then you can see a little like a circle right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to wet sand the body best we could. I got the hood, I think, straightened pretty good. I give it some pretty harsh death bend and like, God, stay there. And it's been doing pretty good. So I think we're going to be okay. Sand the mirrors, mirror 1, mirror 2, and like I say, front and back. So we're just going to go through, throw a little water in here and do a little sanding. And we're going to do some 2500 all over the whole thing with some just some sandpaper that I like to use just from the auto parts store. So So it's just this guy here. So once again, we're just going to give myself a nice little strip, cut that, and that'll be our base for today's project. So we're going to cut a couple pieces off, and as always, like I mentioned before, I like to write on these what this is, because now that the back is gone, I now know what it is. If I decide not to use that and put that back in my toolbox, I'll know what it is. So I'm gonna give this a quick sand, and I'll bring you back, because this is kind of monotonous, it's kind of boring, it's kind of whatever. You guys get it, but I'm just gonna sand it quick, and we'll bring you back, and we'll get into the real stuff, the painting part, because that's where it's at. And we'll run for that. So we'll be back. All right, guys, we got this all sanded up, and we took it in and washed it, so we are good to go. So I went ahead and went through there. I went through the whole thing with 2500, give it a really good sand down, so hopefully we should be good. I went through and cleaned all these up really good. I went through and put just some little holders on here, just a tack of CA, just a little bit, just enough. It's just old pieces of sprue, just something so I can grab onto it with my alligator clips. So front bumper, the whole shot. And also the bumpers, like I say, they had these little tabs here, but I ended up having to sand the side off. So every once in a while, depending on the style, I'll take and add a piece of styrene, just some regular evergreen styrene strips, and I'll just cut them down, and I'll glue them in here before I do any painting. So that way when I go to install this bumper, now I have something to tab onto, and I'll glue in real nice. So when you do use those, just make sure it'll fit once you get in there. So this is just a free run here. There's nothing there. So I figure, well, it'll be easier because I only have limited space in here. And I did the same thing for the bumper, because there's nothing on the bumper to help line that up. So that'll give me a nice lineup tabs, and away we go. All right, guys, we got the Monte all primered up in Mr. Hobby Black. It's still a little wet. I put it extra heavy on there because I noticed I had a few spots. So yeah, we just went a little on the heavy side, which is okay. So we're gonna let that cure. I like to let primer cure for at least a day or better. Primer can be tricky. You think it's dry, like right here. I know that's a little damp, but this is dry. Well, it feels dry. I could sand it if it seems dry, but the reality of it, that first bottom layer, that's still usually pretty wet. Sometimes it takes it a while to gas out. So I always like to let primer set for at least a good day. Even if I put it in the Susie Bake Oven, the dehydrator, I still like to let it sit. Because I've been burned on it before, where you think, cool, man, that paint job turned out so nice, and next thing you know, it's still gassing out, and all of a sudden now you got these like little weird dull spots in your paint, and you're like, what the heck is that from? It's from the primer. It hasn't dried yet. So just take that as caution. I know some primers are really fast and dry, like Mr. Hobby or Tamiya primers, you know, in the aerosol, but just take caution to it. I mean, it's just something I do, personal preference, and I found it's worked really good for me over the course of doing this stuff. So I like to let it sit. Sometimes you just can't be in a hurry on this stuff. Just let it sit overnight, or even a couple days. Come back, sand it, then work with it, and you'll have a lot better results. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this video up. Appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out the channel, and hey, you guys have a good one. Go check out Gallery Airbrushes. Get yourself that 10% off on those, and go down and check out Hobby on Models. See what Mark's got for inventory. He's got some new kits coming in and everything all the time, so check that out as well. There's links in the description below, guys. We will see you next time around, and you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.